Hi, I'm Eileen Bild. I'm with OTEL Talk, and I love to share inspiring stories. And today is one that I think everyone will be able to connect with. So let me introduce Tara Kye. She is my co-host today, and our guest is Miss Sandy Dosanjh. Did I say that right? I hope.
Sandy Dosanjh, yes.
Sandy Dosanjh, okay. And Sandy, you are a style icon, a mother, a celebrity, a fitness expert, and you believe that success has no limits. And you are a huge success in many different ways. But first, I want to know, Tara, you wanted to give a little bit of information about how you and Sandy met.
Absolutely. And actually, Eileen, it's Tara Kye.
Oh, Tara. I'm sorry. I always call you Tara. Okay. Tara.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Well, Tara is actually Hindi, and my ancestry is actually East Indian from the Kye family of India.
Wow.
Way back. But I'm white because it's the luck of the Irish. I was actually red, and I just kind of sun-bleached blonde. So I actually met Miss Sandy Dosanjh while I was riding the motorcycle with the Sikh Riders of Canada. And we raised $10,000 towards her foundation of her choice, which was the Kids Foundation, KidsPlay Foundation. And Sandy is a really strong believer in what the Sikhs call seva. And what the Sikhs call seva is doing what is right and good and wonderful for the community while nobody's looking.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And that's a good segue into Sandy. I want to hear your story. You know, you've had such an empowering journey that goes back to your childhood and the expectations, and you kind of broke the glass ceiling in that. So start from the beginning and bring us up to now.
Sure. Thank you so much, Eileen and Tara, having me. You both are wonderful ladies. My journey has always been very humble. I'm from a northern state of India, from a very small village. It's called Talwandi Madho. You guys might not have any idea. So it's a farmer village. I'm a farmer's daughter. So our village is not very advanced at all. So girls have a very limited rights. They are raised as a housewife, so they can be good wives in future. In my times, I'm talking about 35 years ago, not many girls were allowed to go to school. So we to stay home, we're supposed to learn house chores, we're supposed to help out moms. Those times, but I fortunately got the opportunity to go to college, get further education. I had an arranged marriage with my present husband, Kye Maines. It's been 20 years. We have two beautiful teenagers. Eileen, I want to tell you, while I was growing up in that small village, actually, I never had the opportunity to play any sports. So I was not sports person at all. Moving to Canada, it was a big shock. Of course, I was looking for a belonging. There were so many things. I was actually scared. First thing was language. Language barrier was huge. Even I went to college and university, but my first language always was Punjabi. So I found it that was a huge barrier. Learning new culture, adapting new people, food, leaving all my family behind. Um, when I moved here, I got pregnant with my daughter. Uh, Soon I got pregnant with my son. And during those days, while I was learning this new language, culture, making new friends, I did gain a lot of weight. I think it was due to pregnancies. I did gain almost 60 pounds. My journey began because I wanted to lose my weight. That was my journey. I didn't started this journey to inspire anyone. It was just me overcoming my how can I say, my negative image, I can say. I was feeling down, I was depressed, I was not happy with myself. So I just wanted to lose that weight. And slowly when I started losing weight, I did not know that I became the fittest version of my life.
You can rise above if you feel inside. Just call on us, we stand strong. We are the warriors of the light.
I got so many compliments from all the people. I did compete. I have won national shows in Canada, in bodybuilding. I think I have helped out so many immigrant women who thought they cannot do this because they never had the opportunity, like me, to play any sports or to participate any fitness programs while they're growing up. So I did started this movement between immigrant women that we can do it. We can raise families. We can work. We can adapt new culture. We can learn new language, and we can still pursue our dreams.
Oh, that's a beautiful story. I'm sure there's a lot of trials and tribulations and successes in between everything that you just shared. So my first question would be, what was the hardest part? Because I know a lot of women struggle with gaining weight when they're pregnant and self-image post-pregnancy and post-birth. Um, what would you say was like the number one focus that you had to be determined to push yourself beyond that depression and start to see results and move yourself forward to where you are today?
The biggest challenge was doing the same thing day in, day out.
Mm.
That was hard. Some days I felt like I can't do this. Going to the gym, I have so much to do. I'm tired, need to take care of my kids. It was not easy. But ingrained though that discipline, still pushing my limits, going to the gym and working hard, actually, that was the challenge. That was the biggest challenge. Yes.
And that's, being able to stay motivated is very difficult. Tara, do you have a question for Sandy that revolves around pushing forward and staying motivated and how she strengthened herself?
Well, I do. I would like to ask Sandy about when it changed for you from being a health issue of losing weight into the passion that you now have for fitness for yourself, but also the passion that you have had in working with the KidsPlay Foundation and teaching those children about the value of playtime and physical time and exercise.
As I mentioned before, that passion, actually, it wasn't always there, helping out. And I'm being honest. I started this journey for myself. I wanted to lose weight, but when I see so many other women like me, they struggle, they give up, and that's it. They are stuck in that cycle. That's where I actually wanted to come out and tell them, no, we need to get out of this cycle, and there's no one else is going to help. It's us. We have to help us out, because us as a woman, we are always trying to fix everyone us around. We want him perfect, we want our kids perfect, our house perfect, and in all that we forget ourselves. And I think everything revolves around us. When we can take care of us, we can take care of everyone around us better. Happiness. We can give more. And also, I wanted my kids to learn how to give back. And this is in my culture. This is a big thing. I'm from a Sikh family, so since childhood we have learned, as you mentioned before, seva. Seva means just, you give your time, uh, or money, or whatever you have. It can be a smile, it can be a few words of motivation. That's seva. Some people, they might just need your smile, and I think we need to do that often, especially now these days after COVID. This world is suffering with depression and stress, and I think more people need to come out and do that. And I wanted to instill uh, those uh, those variation in my kids, and that's why I started involved with my husband in Kids Play.
There's no need to hide the loneliness you find. Even when you're feeling all alone, you can know we're always there for you. There won't be us.
That's awesome. I love it. So my next question for you is, um, how do you keep the kids motivated, and share with them any tips for the importance and the value, as Tara said, of starting being health conscious when you're young, and then taking that into adulthood?
I think to instill those properties in kids by following those rules by me. If I do every day in and out, I have discipline, and I tell them I wake up at 4, I work, I went to gym, I remind them constantly that I am keeping that discipline so you guys can do it. And I'm very proud to say that my kids been following that path. I think it started with us. If we don't give up, we keep discipline, they will follow, because in their subconscious mind, it does not matter what we say, they gonna follow what we do every single day. I think that's very, very important, because most of the moms, sometimes they do give up on their dreams, but then they tell their kids not to give up. I think we need to set bars up. We need to first pursue uh, those things what we want to teach others, even it's our own kids.
Oh, I agree 100%. And I would like to say, and you can confirm, that you see the confidence of the kids improve and increase as
Yeah.
as you train them. So talk a little bit about that.
My daughter, she's in track and field, and I can see her confidence is next level, because training physically, I always tell all my clients, training physically every single day and instill that discipline in you. It's gonna definitely make you mentally stronger, because it's not easy doing the same thing day in, day out. It's not easy at all. And that's what makes us stronger.
Well, and it's not about comparing yourself to other people either.
No, no, I think we should not compare to anyone. We should see our own progress, how we are doing. But if we start comparing this world, there's billions of people on this planet. We will lose ourselves. But one thing I want to say, Elaine, we do. In our society, we are always comparing with the person who is next to us. It could be our neighbor, it could be our friend. But I always tell, oh my God, this world is so big. There is no comparison. There's no comparison at all. So I think we should do our best.
I
Well,
agree.
and I'm going to jump in here because the KidsPlay Foundation is actually more than just exercising. And the
Yeah.
KidsPlay Foundation has actually gone into the schools for preteens to be
Yes.
able to mentor and coach and provide adult leadership to be able to say no to many of the harmful wrongs of society. And that's the real beauty of Sikhism is we say, "Wae Guru Ji Ka Khalsa, Wae Guru Ji Ki Fateh." And
Yeah.
I'm going to let Sandy explain what that means because it's just the most beautiful greeting I've ever heard.
It is. It is. It means to keep your spirit up. Doesn't matter you're down, doesn't matter you're high, your spirit needs to be high. When our spirit is high, we are positive, we make a great impact. And as you said, kids play is not limited only to sports activities. They go to schools, they do drugs and gangs presentations, they talk to people, they throw art therapy, they run multiple programs for kids. And I'm just one of the volunteer, and I'm so glad that we have over 300 volunteers with KidsPlay Foundation. Almost 30 of our kids are in law enforcement right now. Very proud of these kids.
You'll have the strength to fight the fight. You can't win. Rise above the anger because rage, it kills. When you need hope, want love, your belief is your shield of armor. Look inside you, find strength. You will have the courage.
Giving their time. I think that's the big thing today's world. Time is everything. And these kids, they take out time out of their life and to come and to teach other kids. This is the beauty of Kids Play.
That sounds
Yeah.
like an awesome organization.
Thank you.
So I love that Wae Guru Ji Ka Khalsa, Wae Guru Ji Ka Fateh, because what it actually literally translates into is we're all one under one
Yeah.
God. And
Yes.
what we make of our community is what we make of the life that we live within. And, it's such a beautiful thing what Sandy does because Sandy has inspired these women to go out and chase some physical fitness, to chase mental well-being, to value themselves, and for the kids to value themselves and value themselves enough to say no to the wrong things in life. And I really admire you, Sandy. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Much, Tara. I think we need more people, and you doing your part. That's beautiful. Seriously, absolutely beautiful. But as we live in Surrey, I think Eileen, I don't know if she's aware in BC, and every single day there's something happening in this small city. There's a shooting, there's overdose. We can still, do a lot for this community. And I'm glad that you're also part of this beautiful world and helping out. Thank you so much for it.
Well, and I think that's important for women to feel empowered to be able to make a difference and bring those activities or opportunities to children and women, especially, to feel like they can be themselves in the world and feel strong and have
Yeah.
that confidence. And I have my 3 C's. I call it confidence, courage, and clarity. And so, when you have that confidence first and you have the courage to take that step, and then the clarity comes into play to realize that, we can fulfill our dreams. And you're a perfect example of that.
Eileen, I totally agree. I think pursuing our goal and dream give us confidence. When we have that confidence, we can share with others that it is possible. I totally agree with you. So at the end of the day, it all starts with us.
Now, I'm curious because, you've been, your life has changed dramatically from when you moved to Canada. And there had to have been some times where you would like pinch yourself and say, is this real? Is this really happening? I'd love to hear, that perspective of when that dream starts to come to reality and what that it was like for you.
Last time I competed last year in a national show, and I was talking to my other fellow competitors, and I was telling them, if I go back to 40 years back, I'm a 42-year-old woman. I was like, if I go back to that little girl who's living in that small village, and she has even no idea that this sport exists. There is some bodybuilding sport. And I tell that little girl that this is going to be you in next 40 years. That girl will not believe her name. So that seriously will not believe that there is this kind of sport exist. I had no idea till the age of 25 when I moved to Canada that there's bodybuilding. There is this sport exists that you can become the better version of yourself. So
You can rise above the fear you feel inside. Just follow us, we stand strong. We are the warriors of the light. There's no need to hide. The loneliness you fight, even when you're feeling all alone, you can know we're always there for you. The warrior.
definitely.
So with that said, is there something that today you would tell that younger little girl of yours that would maybe be helpful for the path that you found yourself on?
I tell every little girl who come to me or who seek any advice, I'm like, follow your goals, follow your dreams, whatever it is. Even if it's a bodybuilding, I know we in our community, bodybuilding is not. How can I say that? It could be against our Sikhism because you're wearing a bikini and you're standing on stage and you. Uh, that's not who we are, yes. But I know, but I don't see this that way. I think Sikhi is more like having a discipline, self-discipline. We actually these days we are more about physical look, how the person looks. What's going on inside that doesn't matter. I think Sikhi is what's going inside you. If you're
Mhm.
good, then you're not lying, you're not hurting anyone, and you're following your dreams. You are inspiring other women. That's a Sikhi. That is Sikhi for me. So that's where my challenge, yes, it did come from a lot when I competed first time, but I overcome all those challenges.
And that's really what I love about you, Sandy, is how inspirational you are about breaking all those boundaries and becoming who you really need to be to lead and inspire other people. And that's a very important point that you bring up about the Sikh religion and the bikini, because that also you also broke another boundary by doing that. You broke the boundary of Sikh ladies' self-image of themselves, and that
Yeah.
their body can be beautiful, and you can have physical beauty, you can have mental beauty and spiritual beauty, because the Sikhi gives you that spiritual beauty where you light up from inside out.
101%, 101%. It's not always Sikhi is more like a mental discipline. I tell everyone, Sikhi is more mental discipline. If we have discipline, actually we are true Sikhs. If we don't have a discipline and we are wearing a turban, I am not saying anything bad, then how is that Sikhi either? If I'm wrong, then they have to pursue their discipline as well to follow Sikhi. I think I can be wrong, but this is how I look at things.
Well, I
Well,
think what I really admire is the fact that you broke the boundary of personal body image for ladies in Sikhism, in
Yes,
that you have encouraged people, you have encouraged Sikh ladies to embrace their physical beauty and to,
101%. Yeah.
yeah, yes. And I love that about you. Thank you very much for doing that. Not just for Sikh ladies, but for all ladies, I personally don't know anybody that doesn't struggle with body image, personal confidence. I myself often struggle with
Yeah.
body image and personal confidence. And so, you know, when I see a story like yours, I find you very inspiring and I just love hearing it. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank
Oh,
you,
I,
Tara.
I agree with Tara. Doing research and learning more about you, uh, it was very inspiring to know that regardless of your circumstance and regardless that you didn't know the language, you moved to a new country, you did not let that stop you from whatever was pulling you forward into who you've become today. And I'd like to think that balance is also important.
Very
And
important.
right, so I'd like you to share a little bit how you keep that work-life balance. Your mom, you're a business owner, you're a trainer, you're a celebrity. I mean, that's a lot to take on, but you seem like you've got it all going.
Family's help is always a big thing when you're playing so many roles. I'm very blessed that I live with my in-laws. I always lived in extended family, even back home, and I live with my in-laws as well. It's been 19 years. We all live together. My mother-in-law, she helps me a lot. Sometime I busy with my work, or I'm busy with kids play, giving back to my community. She will help me out. She can drive. She's in good health. So, and also she's also in high spirit. Uh, First of all, back in the days, she did not like bodybuilding. She did not like to compete. She think it shouldn't be done. But slowly, because they had this mindset, if I do bodybuilding, I might follow other things. Bodybuilding for them was like putting a bikini. I will might start drinking, doing drugs, or doing a wrong thing. It was a wrong image about bodybuilding. And slowly I have explained them this is not all about doing a bad things. We can do bodybuilding and still take care of our family. Still can work, still can pursue our spirituality. We all, our whole family is very spiritual. And I think that's also helping me, that it keeps me humble in this journey. So having a very good team with Kids Play, all those kids are so wonderful. And I feel so positive when I go back and to Kids Play and I spend time with kids. That gives me a lot of energy.
You just seem so happy, doesn't she, Tara? She's just like glowing
She's
and
Thank you.
beautiful, but
yeah,
she's beautiful from her inside of her spirit, her mind, and her physical beauty, and she's got balance.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
you really are an inspiration, Sandy. We thank you so much for everything you've done and you are doing for our community here. You are a
Tara,
true hero.
so forward to connect with you more. And I'm dragging you into Kids Play more. You're coming with me. You're going to spend a lot of
Absolutely. I'm in 100%.
So just real quickly, you have your fitness business, Fit Bloom. I'd like to hear a little bit more about that because that's an online business. So people who are watching, they can find out more about it. But I want to hear, what that's all about.
So Bloom, I started because through online platform like Facebook or Instagram, I started receiving lots of requests, women like me, who came from India, and they feel like that they couldn't keep up. They with their fitness, or they're going through depression, or they're trying to lose weight. That's how I actually started Fit Bloom, so I can connect with them with my in my own language, so I can help them out if they do not want to change their diet. So somehow we can figure out a good diet for them. When we move to new country, Ellen, I feel like here we have so much variety in food that we lose the control. What's right, what's wrong for us, and we are too busy in our life working, taking care of family, and we are always leaning on processed food. And that's where everything starts. When we are not giving good food to our body, of course, we are feeling depressed. Not only we lose our health, we are also losing our mental health. It all starts from a food and staying healthy, staying active. That's where the Fit Bloom idea comes in my mind.
I love that. Love that. Tara, do you have anything else you wanted to ask her?
Well, I thank you for that Fit Bloom, because I agree 100%, Sandy, that, we are what we eat. And I'm actually also a biochemist and a geneticist, as well as a singer-songwriter.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
so I've done a lot of work on health and wellness, and what our food does for us actually makes a big difference.
100%. Yeah.
It does, absolutely. And I think a lot of people have been through health challenges, and they want to be able to become healthier, but they just don't know how, or they've tried fad diets and that doesn't work.
Unfortunately, one thing as well, our governments are not helping either. Our health system is kind of broken, just because I feel like chips and cookies are cheaper than vegetables.
Absolutely. How wrong is that?
How wrong is that? And these people like me, common people, working class family, they work so hard, and everything, living is so expensive here. Everything is so expensive. Instead of picking a good food, healthy food, of course, they're going to go with the cheap food so they can survive. That's just heartbreaking that what's supposed to be cheap is expensive. So they are actually putting wrong things in their body.
But
Yeah, it's
if
sad.
if you do take the time to
Yes.
prepare meals, I know, because I'm really into health and nutrition myself.
Yeah.
I can make a spaghetti with carrots and tomatoes and canned artichokes, but it takes creativity to eat good healthy food. And to create good healthy food for the week, I survive a lot of the times on freezer meals that I've packaged for myself.
I think that's the best idea. I advise everyone the same thing: prep food on their off days. But I do know some families who are working 7 days a week.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's hard. So everyone's struggle is different, and so many women I have met from last 10 years. So many women, and I cannot actually compare one woman's journey with another woman. Every single person has a different journey, different challenges. So I think even just focusing on small things, that can make a huge difference. And I totally agree with you, Tara. Meal prep is the best way. But sometimes even that's hard for some people.
It is. But there's some beautiful things, like vitamin K for kidney disease. Having a red delicious apple, cutting it up and eating it raw like that with a little bit of cinnamon. The cinnamon controls the diabetes, and the fiber of the apple actually regulates blood sugar before you become fully diabetic. So there's a lot of things that, if we know that there's a disease condition in the family, we can adjust our diets to be able to prevent such things.
100%. I think food is the cure for everything. Instead of going to doctor and eating all those pills, it can be fixed. And you're
Yeah.
absolutely on point. I couldn't be agree more.
I work in agriculture, and I've got my best friend, Mrs. Mandy Rye, out at Surrey Farms on King George. And, every year for my birthday, she gives me one flat of strawberries. And
Beautiful.
I will tell you that over the 20 years,
Yeah.
that has become almost addictive, is this 20-year spot I get my strawberries on my birthday, right? And, just the way that the strawberry tastes and it bursts in your mouth with flavor, it's such a beautiful joy. But did you know that strawberries contain a phenolic compound that actually heal your intestines? So if you're experiencing ulcerative colitis or diverticulitis, that food can actually heal you.
That, we need to sit down. I need all your knowledge about the fruit. That's so good to know.
Well, let's do this.
That can be another chapter. When we start on food can definitely cure so many things. It can bring happiness. Because when we put good food inside, we actually, a lot of people, why they're feeling so lazy and they feel they don't have energy because they are eating the wrong food day in, day out, and they are not going to have that energy. That's what we need. We need, actually, Tara, you explaining that food, small things to people, that this is what they can do with this fruit. And I think that will be very helpful in Indian community.
I would love to do that with you, Sandy. That would be my privilege and my honor. I would be very, very honored to work with you, Sandy.
I think let's talk about more about food, and people need to know.
Absolutely.
So then the inspiration of Sandy with her workouts and inspiring through your children's program, and Tara with her food, you guys can be a powerful duo and really change lives,
Well,
and
especially with OTEL.
Yes.
Especially with OTEL, because we can do programs on food and how we can change lives with Eileen if we want in our future. And we can use the OTEL Talk channel to promote that for women, not just here in Surrey and not just Indian ladies, but for women around the world and all people.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan, right, Sandy?
Yes, and you're going to visit us in Surrey and we're going to eat strawberries together.
Absolutely. I'll bring the strawberries. They're in season.
Well, the good thing, Tara, is it's right off the vine, right? I mean, it's right off the farm.
Yes.
There's
a lot of farms here around and fresh fruit. That's
yes. There's nothing more intoxicating than a box of strawberries. Oh,
you're making me hungry, Tara.
Over donuts, I will take strawberries, please.
Yes, please. I have strawberries that I'm going to have after this with some milk and Cheerios. My favorite little treat.
Well, this has been great, Sandy and Tara. I think there's a lot more that is going to be coming down the pipeline. I think there's more things that, Sandy, you can inspire people about, and Tara coming on, a show together and share your knowledge on the food and other healing aspects. I think can be very empowering and educational for women and anybody that watches the show. Because I think the more that we're educated about something, the better that our lives can become. And
the more we can spread any word, actually, more knowledge we can spread is less these days. And I think we need to bombard with this information to wake people up. It's time. It's time.
Absolutely.
It's time to take care of yourself. It's time to take control of your health. And it's time to eat healthy. So we need these kind of actually more videos, more conversations. And thank you so much, ladies, taking out the time and involving me in this interview. I really appreciate.
Oh, you're welcome. And I just want one last words of wisdom from you, Sandy, that you'd like to pass on to the audience.
I tell everyone consistency is the key. If you want something positive in your life, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in one day. Whatever you do today, you will see the results after years. So stay positive, stay consistent, and patience is a big thing. Patience is the virtue.
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandy. And I would like to continue this conversation with specific topics, if that works for you, Sandy and Eileen.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So thank you, ladies. This has been awesome. And we will definitely be doing this again.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Shukriya ji. Thank you.
Bye.
Carl.
I'll give you strength, I'll give you the power to rise above the anger. Fight that fight with love, not rage, it kills. You know you can do this.